Trump's new tariffs shake up global trade. Iga Swiatek dominates Wimbledon in historic fashion, and a new study ranks the most recession-proof states in America, plus a record-breaking rookie and a major 9/11 courtroom twist. And here's your trivia question for the day. Which president created the U.S. Secret Service? We'll have that trivia answer at the end of the show. It's Sunday, July 13th, and this is the Flyover Podcast. Welcome to the Flyover Podcast, taking you above the noise for an unbiased, high-altitude view of today's headlines with daily coverage that's honest and refreshing. Let's cruise the news and land the facts. Hello and welcome. I'm Amy Hess, your weekend host. Thanks for joining me. We've got a packed lineup for you today, so let's get right to it so you can get out and enjoy the rest of your day. Get ready for takeoff. First up, President Trump has announced new 30% tariffs on goods from the European Union and Mexico set to begin August 1st. In a letter to Mexico's President, Claudia Sheinbaum, Trump praised efforts to curb migrant crossings and fentanyl smuggling, but urged stronger action, warning that North America risks becoming, in his words, a narco-trafficking playground. Mexico is the U.S.'s largest trading partner, with nearly $840 billion in goods trade last year, while EU countries like Germany and France rank among the top 15. Both Mexico and the EU say they're open to trade negotiations. In sports, Poland's Iga Swiatek dominated the Wimbledon final, shutting out American Amanda Anisimova 6-0, 6-0. It marks Swiatek's first Wimbledon title and her sixth major championship overall. Saturday's match was historic. It's the first women's final at Wimbledon in 114 years where one player failed to win a single game. Anisimova's run to the final was a comeback story in and of itself after stepping away from tennis 2 years ago for mental health reasons. And finally, a new CNBC study ranks Florida as the most recession-proof state in the nation. The Sunshine State scored high on economic and job growth, as well as new business formation. Texas came in second, buoyed by strong foreign investment. Meanwhile, states like Alaska, Mississippi, and Kansas landed at the bottom of the list, facing higher risks if the economy turns south. Want to see where your state lands? We have links to see the best and weakest state economies in today's show notes. Thanks to today's sponsor, David. David makes a protein bar designed to do one thing exceptionally well: deliver serious protein without the extra baggage. Each bar delivers 28 grams of protein and just 150 calories, making it a smart choice for anyone focused on fueling up efficiently. Unlike many protein bars that are loaded with sugar and excess calories, almost like eating a candy bar, David focuses on maximum protein and minimal extras. David's bars comes in a range of satisfying flavors, all crafted to make it easy to stay on track, whether you're working out, traveling, or just tackling a busy day. Want to give them a try? Head to davidprotein.com, and when you buy 4 boxes, you'll get the 5th one free. Or just hit the easy button with a link right in today's show notes. Now for a few stories you'll only hear on the podcast, exclusive updates you won't find in the email edition. First up, a U.S. federal appeals court has thrown out a proposed plea deal for Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the self-proclaimed mastermind behind the September 11th attacks. The agreement would have spared him the death penalty in exchange for life sentences and cooperation with victims' families. But the court ruled that then Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin had the authority to reject the deal, citing unresolved legal questions around evidence obtained through torture. Families of 9/11 victims were divided. Some wanted closure, while others argued that only a trial could deliver full justice and the truth. The decision is expected to further delay the long-running legal proceedings at Guantanamo Bay. Over at Wimbledon, Princess Kate received a standing ovation during her first appearance at the tournament since announcing her cancer diagnosis. As patron of the All England Club and a devoted tennis fan, she appeared visibly moved by the crowd's show of support during the women's final. And in northern Arizona, health officials have confirmed that a resident has died from the plague, likely contracted through an infected animal or flea. It's the first reported death from pneumonic plague in the U.S. since 2007. Officials are urging residents, especially in rural areas, to take extra precautions, though no additional cases have been reported. Coming up, a record-breaking rookie, a star steps away from the home run derby, and a big retirement in the NFL. But first, let's check in on finance. General Motors is hitting the brakes on production at a major pickup truck plant in Mexico. The pause is expected to last several weeks and will slow output of the company's top-selling Silverado and Sierra models. While GM calls these scheduled down weeks part of standard operations, several weeks of downtime is unusual for a factory making its most profitable vehicles. The move comes as global supply chains remain strained due to ongoing trade tensions and restrictions on key automotive parts, including materials from China. In other business news, the FDA has approved a new flea and tick treatment from Merrick Animal Health that could become available as soon as next month. The injectable product is designed to protect dogs for 8 to 12 months at a time, and it is recommended to use with caution in dogs with a history of seizure or neurological disorders. And finally, Walmart is recalling nearly 850,000 stainless steel water bottles after reports that the lids can detach unexpectedly and hit users in the face. The recall follows 2 cases of permanent vision loss caused by what the company described as forcefully ejected lids. The bottles in question are silver with a black one-piece screw cap lid and feature the Ozark Trail logo on the side. They can be identified by model number 83662 found on the packaging. If you think you might have one of these bottles at home, we've included a link in the show notes where you can see a photo and get more details. All right, let's take a quick look at how the markets wrapped up last week. The Nasdaq edged up 0.46%. The S&P 500 held fairly steady with a slight 0.01% uptick. Meanwhile, the Dow Jones slipped, dropping 0.96%. Bitcoin had a strong week, climbing to 7.58%, and gold rose 1.53% to close at $3,356 an ounce. After Iga Swiatek's dominant Wimbledon win this weekend, it's clear the sports world isn't short on headline makers. Let's check out what else is making waves today. Milwaukee Brewers rookie pitcher Jacob Morowski is headed to the National League All-Star team after just 5 games on the mound. That sets a new record for the fewest games played before making a first All-Star appearance, an impressive start to his major league career. Meanwhile, Atlanta Braves star outfielder Ronald Acuna Jr. has pulled out of this year's MLB Home Run Derby due to back tightness. His teammate Matt Olson will step in to take his place. And on the football side, 5-time All-Pro defensive tackle and former Defensive Rookie of the Year, Ndamukong Suh, has officially announced his retirement from the NFL, closing out a standout career where he was widely regarded as one of the most feared and physically aggressive players in the NFL. Still to come, your poll results and the answer to today's trivia. But first, here's our Etc. section. A few more things before we wrap up today. First up, the U.S. posted a $27 billion budget surplus in June 2025, the first since 2017, turning around last June's $71 billion deficit. A 301% surge in tariff collections to $27 billion, a 13% rise in receipts to $526 billion, and a 7% drop in spending drove the surplus. The fiscal year deficit is still $1.34 trillion, up 5% from last year. Tariffs are boosting revenue, but Fed Chair Jerome Powell warns they could fuel inflation. Next, at least 2 people were killed and around 20 injured after Russia launched a massive overnight attack on Ukraine, using nearly 600 drones and 26 cruise missiles. Officials say strikes hit civilian areas across the country, with western Ukraine among the hardest hit. President Zelensky called for stronger sanctions and more air defense support, warning that Russia's escalating aerial strikes show no signs of slowing down. Meanwhile, in Brooklyn, a parking spot just sold for nearly $250,000. The 6 by 17-foot space is located in a condo complex and includes full valet service. A reminder that in New York, even parking can feel like luxury real estate. And finally, a new study suggests that just 30 days of daily mindfulness meditation can sharpen focus, speed up reaction times, and reduce distractibility, benefits seen across all age groups. To learn more about the science behind these findings, including how the study used eye tracking and why attention matters as we age, we've linked the full article in the show notes. Now it's time for Pole Position, where we turn the mic over to you. Yesterday we asked, what time do you start your day? Here's how you answered. 43% said between 6 and 7:30 a.m. 29% are up before 6. 17% get started definitely before 9. 8% said, hopefully before noon. And 3% picked other. Well, it looks like most of you are tracking with the study we talked about in our trivia section yesterday. All right, for today's question, which travel style suits you best? Here are your options. Guided group tours, relaxing cruises, short road trips, staycations at home, or other. You can cast your vote now. Just check the link in our show notes, and Ayla will have the answer for you in tomorrow's show. Time for your brain boost with our trivia question of the day. Which president created the U.S. Secret Service? The answer? It was President Abraham Lincoln. Okay, picture this. It's April 14th, 1865, and President Abraham Lincoln is at his desk, signing a bill to create the U.S. Secret Service. Now, here's the historical irony. This is the very same day he's assassinated at Ford's Theater. At that time, though, the agency wasn't tasked with protecting presidents. Its original mission was to fight a major problem facing the country, counterfeit currency. The Secret Service officially began operations on July 5, 1865, under the Treasury Department, focused entirely on tracking down counterfeiters. It wasn't until after President William McKinley's assassination in 1901 that Congress assigned the Secret Service the responsibility of protecting the president, shaping the agency into the protective force we recognize today. All right, with that, it's time to wrap today's Flyover. Thanks for spending part of your Sunday with me. This is always such a bright spot for my weekends, and I hope the same is true for you too. Remember to check out our feel-good stories this week if you haven't gotten a chance. They're sure to leave you uplifted for the week to come. And don't forget to follow, like, and share our podcast. And if you haven't already, sign up for our email edition at jointheflyover.com so you never miss a story. You'll have the amazing Ayla Brown back with you for your weekdays, and I'll see you next weekend. Until then, enjoy your day, and thanks for flying with us.